Hello Planet Internet, I'm Emperor Cole and this is Emperor Cole Film Review brought to you by MindbenderENT.com. And today we're doing something a little special. This is part of my Defenders review. So I'm going to be doing a semi-spoiler review of The Defenders Episode 2. So I'm not going to spoil every little thing piece by piece, but I am going to speak as if you've seen the episode and there will be some spoilers in here. So everybody, let's come with me. Let's take this journey together. Defenders Episode 2. Let's do it. Episode 2 opens up with the aftermath of this earthquake event that's taking place in New York City. We have Matt Murdock who's inside of his apartment and he hears what sounds like a robbery going on, so he jumps into the action. This shows that he definitely still has the itch to be Daredevil. He still has the desire. He still wants to be a superhero. He runs and stops a shop owner, I believe, from shooting some kids who just stole some stuff from his store. The guy had a shotgun, was getting ready to shoot him. So he ends up stopping the guy and he ends up basically beating his ass in the process and just showing him what's really good. Where they had that talk show scene where the talk show host gets a phone call and a woman says that she's a geologist and she says that shallow earthquakes can be 50 miles down. And then she says something to the effect that whatever happened last night was only 300 feet down. And then the phone call gets cut off. And her producer comes over and says, yeah, the people upstairs want us to stop talking about the earthquake, to lay off of that topic. And she's kind of puzzled as to why. Of course, that kind of gives us the hint that it wasn't really an earthquake, that it's going to be something a little bit deeper, something more sinister. Of course, Jessica Jones, she finds this apartment that's full of explosives. She calls in the police, who subsequently call in the FBI, the CIA, and of course, this is a big deal. I like her interaction with the police where they're holding her there a little bit too long. And of course, she's pissed off. She's got her badass, no-nonsense attitude going on. And so far, out of all the characters, she seems to be the quote-unquote badass out of the whole entire crew. Of course, whenever you tell a superhero or an investigator or detective, any one of these types of shows, to back off of something that this thing is a bigger conspiracy than they think, that they can't handle it, of course that's going to make them want to investigate even further. That's going to make them want to get to the bottom of the mystery, make them get to the truth and what have you. So that's why so far I'm finding the Jessica Jones angle, I'm finding her storyline to be the most intriguing out of all of them. There's a scene with, I believe, Claire and Luke Cage, where Luke tells her that there's a kid that's in trouble and he needs to go and look into it and try to make sure things are okay. And then she says to him, is the NYPD going to pay you to do their job? And she doesn't look very happy in the scene, like she wants him to leave the whole superhero thing alone so they can have a life together. It seemed like that was foreshadowing that eventually they're going to break up because she's not with the whole superhero lifestyle and constantly being in danger. I believe that was the reason why she stopped messing with Matt Murdock back in season 1 of Daredevil. And it looks like the same thing is going to play out again with Luke Cage. If they stick to the comic book storyline, we all know Luke Cage is going to end up with Jessica Jones and they're going to end up in a relationship. Of course, if you watch Jessica Jones, you know Luke already tapped it once, and I'm pretty sure they're going to get back together again. So, I gotta admit, throughout this episode, I found the Daredevil stuff to be kind of boring and repetitive. What I mean is, with these scenes that we see with Matt Murdock, it's always about him not being a superhero. He's supposed to be trying to avoid it. He's speaking with Foggy, and Foggy's trying to give him cases to do. I want to see him out there. I want to see him having fights. I want to see him getting involved with things. And him just doing the whole I'm retired, I'm out of it thing is just kind of... It was towards the end of the episode when I sat and saw there was only about 13 minutes left, and I was thinking to myself, man, none of these superheroes have actually crossed over and ran into each other yet. Like, something's got to happen soon. And then, of course, we have Jessica Jones. The woman choreograph tells Foggy, I need you to follow somebody who used to work here, who's a freelancer. I need you to keep tabs on her. And you find out it's Jessica Jones that she's talking about, obviously. And he's like, oh, she's not in any kind of trouble. And he's like, well, she's going to get in trouble eventually. But you need to make sure we keep her trouble away from us. So once I saw that, I'm like, okay, they're finally getting to the point where the team, there's going to be some introductions made soon. And then we have Danny and Colleen when they stumble upon this warehouse or this place that's full of a bunch of dead bodies. A bunch of people who just got killed by something or someone. And then the cleanup team shows up. And Danny and Colleen are chasing after this one cleanup guy, trying to get some answers out of him. Danny rips off his mask and he's getting ready to hit him. And then boom, just like that, Luke Cage shows up. And I'm like, all right, it's about time. Danny and Luke Cage square off. They have a quick fight. In the fight, of course, the immortal Iron Fist once again is getting his butt kicked and not doing so well. And finally, he decides to use the Iron Fist. He punches Luke Cage in the face, something ridiculous. I like how they did it in slow motion where he hit him and then Luke goes flying. And it's like, all right, Danny, next time, my man, you should lead with the Iron Fist. If you're throwing kicks and punches and you're not getting nowhere, this guy's just standing there, he's solid, he's not even budging, hit them with the Iron Fist. And if the Iron Fist don't get nowhere, then you need to run as fast as your two legs can carry you. Overall, once again, this episode, much like episode 1, is a pretty slow episode, but I will admit all the action that happens in this episode occurs in about the last 12 or 13 minutes. The fight between Danny and Luke Cage, Jessica Jones and her apartment, and the guy ended up killing himself, and Elektra showing up. Jessica Jones ends up in the interrogation room with Misty, and of course she's like telling her, "Oh, you stole evidence. This guy's dead because of you, the one lead that I had." And she's telling her like, "Yo, this is a weird case. This is not normal. There's a lot more going on here." And then boom, Matt Murdock walks to the door and says this is over. He's going to be her lawyer. He's representing her. And of course, me as an audience member, that had me like, all right, finally, we've got some interaction between the superheroes. Everybody's now starting to come into contact with each other. This is about to pick up. This is about to get good. And then boom, the end of the episode. All episodes end on some sort of a reveal or some sort of cliffhanger. So of course, it has me ready for episode 3. Okay, so I am Emperor Cole, and this has been my review for Defenders episode 2. If you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please make sure you share this video everywhere where sharing is allowed. Make sure you check us out on Facebook and give us a like there. Facebook.com/Mindbender Entertainment. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at MindbenderENT. And of course, make sure you check out the website, mindbenderent.com. And remember, the future is now.